New York City, Manhattan Island, the world's most famous skyline, stands sentinel as on Fifth Avenue below, a crush of tourists and locals alike press to their destinations. Add in commuters, and a population of 1.5 million inhabitants swells to 30 times that size at noon on a summer's day. But Manhattan's status as the center of civilization owes not so much to sheer numbers as its abundant and varied offerings, cultural and otherwise. And yet, just 30 feet from all this commotion is another island that couldn't be more different or less noticed. It's called Roosevelt Island, but to judge from the average reaction here, it's a wonder it ever needed a naming.
Oh, excuse me, sir. What can you tell us about Roosevelt Island?
Oh, I don't know. I just moved from California a couple of years ago.
To be honest with you, absolutely nothing.
I don't think I can help you out on that one because I've never been out to the California Islands myself. It's in the middle of it's in the middle of nowhere.
What can you tell us about Roosevelt Island?
They don't allow dogs.
It's just a short tram ride over the East River. It's even part of the Manhattan area code. But the simple question of canine rights erases all that and makes Roosevelt Island seem worlds away. While at the same time steeped in modern institutions and accoutrements, as on Hospital Row, islanders and the small number of visitors alike rub shoulders with history each and every day. Take the Good Shepherd Chapel, for example. It is actually the oldest continuously used place of worship in the United States, having been established by Dutch colonists a full 150 years before St. Patrick's Cathedral appeared on the other side of the East River. Sheepdogs, in fact, were instrumental to the colonization effort. Said to have originally been named Huntkill Island, this long, thin, ironically hot dog-shaped piece of land first appears on maps around the year 1700 under the moniker of Blackwell, after a son-in-law to a former sheriff of New York. The Blackwell House stands in most, if not all, of its original splendor to this day. The North End's lighthouse, the smallest such ever used for legitimate nautical purposes, was built in 1872 by prison inmates and hewn from stone native to the island as well. Another 50-some years later, the island was given its present name. Interestingly, it refers to neither Theodore nor Franklin Delano Roosevelt, but rather Steve Roosevelt, a colorful comptroller general for the island in the 1950s. Today, the island is a fully functioning mixed-income community with its own amenities, including Trellis, Steve Roosevelt's favorite greasy spoon, where a secret ingredient makes their hamburgers the best in the world.
Cheeseburger, hamburger, mushroom burger, chili burger, western burger, southern burger, Italian burger.
In all the annals of Roosevelt Island's storied history, though you may find many interesting facts, there is nary a mention of the origins of or the reasons behind its infamous dog policy. At the same time, you'll never find a dog here, at least not for long.
Do you know why there are no dogs on the island?
Well, not exactly.
Okay, my bedroom.
By having dogs on the island, you know, they defecate around and it would mess up the island.
How do they keep dogs off the island? Do they ever have a problem? Have you ever seen a problem?
I've never seen a dog here.
I've never seen a dog, no.
No, I haven't seen any dogs around, and if they were on... No, I don't know how they would get rid of the dogs.
This island here is really fantastic. I worked here 20 years ago as a doorman. There weren't dogs allowed then, and they still aren't allowed on here. But people bring them, and it's bad for the island. You know, it's a nicer island without dogs. Like I said, I had a dog, I wouldn't mind, but I think a couple of 10, 20 dogs would just foul the place up more than they should.
The island's only spot, car and foot accessible from the outside world, is by nature a key theater in the war to stem the tide of poochers. From the look of it, the off-ramp of the 36th Avenue Bridge is Roosevelt Island's Checkpoint Charlie.
Do you have any dogs in the car? Do you have any dogs in the car? No.
The Avengers apparently do their good work under the watchful blind eye of the legitimate authorities. Smokescreen or not, the official line remains unwavering in its denial of any problem. But the issue remains all too real.
I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to make an immediate and unscheduled stop back to Manhattan. Someone's trying to sneak a dog onto the island. We're gonna nip this one in the bud.
Ultimately, the defensive behavior of many islanders, ordinary citizens and bigwigs alike, is as telling as their largely non-specific responses when asked about the actual machinations of the anti-dog movement.
Excuse me, Mr. Mosso, why the secrecy?
I have nothing to say other than that you cannot film here without a permit. And you can bet sure as hell that you're not going to get one now.
But why would you want dogs running around here contaminating kids?
Go stick your nose someplace it doesn't belong. That's what dogs do.
If you want dogs, and then what do you do with the kids? So where do we take them to? When they get sick, the kids get sick. And the dogs, everybody knows what dogs do.
I lived on that other island over there.
Manhattan?
That other island over there for 36 years. And that's 36 years too long. I'm just glad I discovered about this paradise on earth when I did.
What was it that you didn't like about Manhattan?
I got tired of all the dogs.
Why would you want a dog here to just contaminate right here, so some kid on a scooter goes through it?
Steve Roosevelt was a great man. And I do remember him not beating around the bush about the fact that there's only one thing dogs are good for.
We have a 942 in sector C. I repeat, 942 sector C. Copy that. In pursuit. Heading southbound past the Blackwell House. Toward the tram terminal at Hospital Row. A visual contact with the animal.
There is no listing in the Roosevelt Island Police Handbook for the code 942. So, Roosevelt Island itself, just like the origins behind and reasons for its strict no-dog policy, will remain a secret. But it's a secret its 8,000 happily dog-free inhabitants don't mind keeping.
Dogs are everywhere, almost everywhere that I go. They have too much and then they have too much again, and then more. They leave their scent behind them everywhere they go. dogs are everywhere that I go. Oh, dogs are everywhere, almost everywhere that I go. They have too much in them, they have too much again.
Why don't you pet him, Jeff?
Yeah, no, well, I think we're fine. Did you get me in the same shot?
Oh, I should pet him.
No. Just take Jack.
His first question is, why aren't there dogs? I must say, as somebody who's been involved with this for a half century now, that's the last question I would ask.
Yes, dogs are everywhere.